Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Is there anything worse than doing a show after Monday Night Football when your team plays like hot garbage and your quarterback looks like trash? I don't know, man. This is not good. We got to talk some Week 2 waiver wire must-add players for this Week 2. This fantasy week did not go as planned. I'm telling you, a lot of people suffered a lot. Joey B looked like garbage. I mean, Lamar Jackson did not look good. We saw a slew of injuries. Did not look good whatsoever. And I'll remind you, I'll get into Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code COVER1. Start those pick'em challenges. Absolutely fun. Play responsibly. Terms do apply. But we got to talk some Week 2 waiver wire additions. We will start with those running backs. And I'm saying, okay, you know what? There's some issues. We got some injuries. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins goes down with the injury. But first on the board, we got to say, rather than picking up the instant Baltimore Raven that could be the next one up, I think Kyren Williams deserves the top pick right now for running backs. Here on your waiver wire priority here in Week 2, 1% owned. He went off, y'all, man. 17.4%. Everyone cussed him coming out of the combine because his 40 time was garbage. It was like 4.8. But he looks good on the field, and I got to give credit where it's due. Sean McVay definitely impressed me with these Rams. I did not think they would look as good as they did. Will it continue for the remainder of the season? We will see. But the fact that, Kyren Williams has proven to be at least going to be a fixture in this backfield with a Cam Akers, I do like it a lot. He was very efficient. I think Kyren Williams definitely deserves your shot for the waiver wire, as does Tyler Algier. He had a monster game, 22.9 points, found the end zone twice. Everyone drafted Bijan first. He's only owned in 15% of leagues, y'all. But, Tyler Algier is still obviously going to have some part of this offense. Will it start to diminish as the weeks go on and they trust Bijan more? Abso-freaking-lutely. But at this point, it does appear that the coaching staff in Atlanta understands that they got to help their young quarterback get more comfortable, and that's going to be in the ground game, helping it out with these two thoroughbred running backs that are going to do some damage. So up to you if you want Tyler Algier. It may not be good for the long haul. We're Kyren Williams. That's why I got him at number 1. It may be the better play overall for the rest of the season. Obviously, notable additions, Gus Edwards and Hill from the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, no more J.K. Dobbins. Hill found the end zone to 12.9 fantasy points on Sunday, And okay, pick your poison. Could they add another running back to the mix? Like I got the guy on the bottom named Kareem Hunt. He's not owned basically anywhere. He's still on the free agent on the street right now on his couch watching football, waiting for the call. But that could definitely warrant a potential late, flyer on the end for the waiver wire as well. Joshua Kelly is an interesting one, as is Isaiah Spiller, because we did hear that Austin Eckler is dealing with an ankle injury. Severity we do not know at this point, but Josh Kelly did more than enough in this offense. Finally, they got a secondary punch in this backfield with the Chargers to see if they can help out in Austin Eckler. But if Eckler is out for any amount of time, they will likely lean on Kelly and Spiller for the load. So Kelly obviously first, and then a Spiller just because of depth chart purposes. And Kelly did actually look good running the football on Sunday. Roschon Johnson as well, 14.5 half PPR fantasy points. You got to love what he was able to do on the field. He bulldozed his way, even though the Bears did not look good. The offensive line looks absolutely terrible once again in Chicago. Roschon definitely gets my nod to be a waiver wire notable addition priority. Tank Bigsby as well, 5.3. Not great in the fantasy point productivity. It still is Travis Etienne's backfield, but we will see that role expand for a Tank Bigsby. Like I said, especially on the goal line, we will see Tank a lot. Jalen Warren, a lot of people, saying Najee's done, and he did not look good. I am not going to lie to y'all. But Jalen Warren, only 4.3 points, owned for 36%. He still is there. So eventually we might see, more 50-50 splits if Najee does not get out of his own way. I just think that, the Pittsburgh Steelers playing against one of the better defenses in the 49ers, it was a one-off. I think Najee will get back on track, as should this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Sean Tucker, he is one of these guys. I think it's a great bench stash right now. We saw what Rachaad White was not able to do in the yards per carry. They may start to give Sean Tucker more carries as the year goes on. I may be a few weeks early on this one, even though I said draft him late if you're in deeper leagues. I'm definitely going to be early on this one because I do like Sean Tucker's skill set a lot. And like I said about Kareem Hunt, maybe, do you want to keep any players that aren't even on an NFL team? I understand. Keep them on the waiver wire. But just so you know, keep an eye out for Kareem Hunt as he could get signed and scooped up by another club. Quarterback time. Jordan Love, we feeling the love for love. What'd I tell y'all, man? I had a video way back saying late round gems, and Jordan Love was my quarterback on that show, and he's proven it, man. You cannot sit behind a guy like Aaron Rodgers for 4 seasons and not learn something of the game. He looked good. He looked decisive, and this was without a Christian Watson on the field. 28 fantasy points, only owned in 13% of leagues. Jordan Love is definitely a flyer that you could pick up and put on your bench if you're in deeper leagues. I understand if you got someone like Daniel Pennies and you want to upgrade, maybe Jordan Love is going to be that guy. I'm telling y'all, injuries to Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football, you might be scrambling to get yourself a quarterback. Jordan Love is definitely on the radar to be the top waiver wire quarterback this week. Brock Purdy, 51% owned, still going to have him here on the list, but he looks good. I mean, one of the better system quarterbacks that we can speak of at this moment. Brock Purdy with Kyle Shanahan, they look damn good. And he was actually dealing the ball, man, put it in places that I did not expect him to be able to put that ball in. Brandon Ayuk had a career day, 17 points for a Brock Purdy. I think he is a great one. Mac Money Jones, notable addition. He's back, baby. And I mean, okay, playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, everyone will say, okay, it was a fluke game, whatever. But you play against the Philadelphia Eagles defense like that and you put up 28.1 points, you got my notice definitely for fantasy football. Mac Jones, he will see his swings once again, the ups and downs. Don't ever forget he played with a great team in Alabama. He was able to be one of the better passers in college football. He maybe could find that again. We'll see, but Mac Jones definitely back on the fantasy radar. Sam Howell, my guy, he did okay. Turned the ball over a little bit too much. Otherwise, that would have went over the 15-point threshold for quarterbacks. 6.1%. I do like this Washington Commanders, the Commies offense a lot, and I think that Sam Howell could definitely be a guy as a filler quarterback if we require one. And matchup play, Sam Howell definitely is on the fantasy radar. Derek Carr did not do as well as I thought he was gonna do, so I mean, pick your poison on him as well. Like I said, if you want to upgrade at your quarterback spot and you're struggling already in week 1, you lost your game, you're looking for it, matchup play and streaming quarterbacks is the way to go. Derek Carr is definitely going to be on the radar. Looked good with Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, so I do like that a lot. Once they get Alvin Kamara back in the mix, they will have a better run game than we saw with Jamal Williams. Did not like what I saw, but what did we really expect? I didn't expect a lot from Jamal Williams to be a lead back, but Derek Carr definitely an option, as is Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's feeling dangerous. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. He started feeling himself as the game started to wear on. They looked good. Beat those Minnesota Vikings. 19 points is nothing to sneeze at in fantasy football. Definitely with, like I said in that previous show for start sit in week 1, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to uplift a Baker Mayfield rather than a quarterback uplifting his wide receivers, and that's exactly what we saw on Sunday. Baker Mayfield, again, matchup play will be big here, as I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin will be able to at least snag the ball wherever it comes in their direction. As long as Baker Mayfield doesn't turn the ball over, he should do at least decently well for you. 15 points, man, is what we're kind of looking at for our quarterbacks, and he's doing the business right now, man. Matthew Stafford, last one on my board, 14 points, 23% ownership rate. Okay, they look better than I thought they would as well. I mean, Matthew Stafford looked healthier than I thought he was going to look, and he was able to be decisive and find wide receivers that a lot of people aren't aware of, even though I told y'all Puka Nacua is good. Tutu Atwell, okay, he's the speedster down the field. Van Jefferson still is the ghost that nobody knows. But, I mean, Stafford is definitely back on the radar for fantasy quarterbacks. I just like some other guys ahead of him, like a Jordan Love. Wide receivers, there is a boatload of them right now because, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. A lot of wide receivers laid a goose egg for us. Guys like T. Higgins and company, like, are you kidding me? But, okay, we got Romeo Doubs, baby. And I told y'all, man, that with Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, it is going to be nice. And Doubs definitely looked good in the end zone on those passes that Jordan Love gave him. 16.6 fantasy points for y'all. He is only 5% ownership right now. And as long as Christian Watson is out, I mean, this is big ups for a Romeo Doubs. Even when Watson comes back, it's just going to open up the field that much more, and big plays are going to come. You can trust a Romeo Doubs. 5% ownership. Why the hell was everybody not looking? I drafted me some shares of Romeo Doubs. They're looking in other directions. I don't know what y'all thinking. Puka Nacua, on the other hand, okay, did we fully expect to see this? I didn't think so. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I thought that maybe 4 or 5 catches, 60 yards, maybe a touchdown, but Puka goes off for almost 17 points. Looked like the favorite target for a Matthew Stafford, almost basically filling in that Cooper Kupp role like a magician. You can definitely put a priority on a Doubs and Puka Nacua as your top waiver wire picks for wide receivers. Will Puka be the guy moving forward? That's going to be the question. But, I mean, from how he played, he's got good route tree. He's got good hands. I mean, how he played, the trust is only going to continue to grow. So we'll see if coverage does start to go to his side in week number 2. Darnell Mooney, another one. Y'all sleeping on a lot of wide receivers. I don't know why, a lot of these analysts telling y'all to stay away. I told y'all, draft Darnell Mooney everywhere you got him. The Chicago Bears will eventually figure it out. But, I mean, 13.3 fantasy points. It was the most chemistry on this field when it comes to the wide receiver position. Yes, DJ Moore only saw those 2 targets and then basically went to sleep. There's going to be a lot of room for Darnell Mooney in this offense to be the complementary wide receiver to a DJ Moore. Darnell Mooney definitely has got to be on your board, man. Top 3 wide receivers, Dobbs, Nachua, and Darnell Mooney, abso-freaking-lutely. Kendrick Bourne, he finds himself back into the good graces, but how can we trust the New England Patriots overall? Okay, 21.4 points. He's only owned in 1% of leagues right now, Kendrick Bourne is. But, I mean, they said they were going to continue to force feed a Kendrick Bourne, and then with Juju on the field, this opens up room. But this is like a week-to-week thing. You never know which New England Patriot wide receiver is going to go off and if Mac Money Jones can support it. That is the biggest issue that we have, but Bourne is definitely a bench stash right now. Add player if you are struggling for wide receiver depth. Zay Jones, 14 points. This might be a one-off because Christian Kirk got locked up this week, and I mean, okay, do I dislike a Zay Jones? No, but he's very difficult to start and sit because you don't know when he's going to go off. It could be 1 out of 4 contests that you're looking at. A Zay doing some business. He definitely got it in week 1. My assumption was, and I was wrong on it, that I thought Christian Kirk was going to be the guy getting these targets, but he was completely locked up. I mean, Ridley did his show, and then it was Zay Jones after, that aspect for target share. So Zay Jones, another one, kind of like a Kendrick Bourne. You could throw him on your bench, wait and see, and if you do get some injuries piling up at the wide receiver position, at least you got some formidable wide receiver talent you can plug into your lineup, man. Shaheed, from these New Orleans Saints, he goes 16.5 points on this week. And it's going to be, he's the third option in this offense that can field stretch, and he's going to have his opportunities. Derek Carr will give him at least 4 to 5 targets per game at minimum, right? So, I mean, if he makes, the most of these opportunities like he did this last week, he is definitely a fantasy viability. But again, it's going to be very difficult to trust him because he is the wide receiver 3, and we just got to understand as the Saints offense continues to grow and continues to move forward, Shaheed might still have a decent role on this offense. Tutu Atwell, I only got him on the list because it looks like Matthew Stafford and there is dedication from Sean McVay to feed this man. He is a field burner and he will make plays for y'all. I just worry about the consistency overall for a Tutu Atwell because he's very easily jammed off the line. If he can get, open and free down the field, I don't know what these Seahawks were doing in the defensive backfield because they were not playing football. That's for damn sure. But Tutu Atwell is kind of a little bit lower down my list. I got a lot of other players I will promote right now over a Tutu Atwell. And one of those could be Nico Collins and Bobby Trees, Robert Woods. There will be better days in Houston. Week 1, first start for C.J. Stroud and the rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans. There's options on this team, man. Okay, Nico Collins, 11 points. Robert Woods, like I said, PPR upside because he is going to be the safety blanket, 8.7. You could have done a lot worse than 8.7 points this past week. I'm telling y'all that one too. So pick your poison. Nico Collins did look good. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit more of the feelings to say I can promote Nico a little bit more, but I do like Nico and Robert Woods in this offense with a CJ Stroud. He's looking a little bit more comfortable. Tough outing, tough first week for CJ Stroud, but it will come together eventually. Next one is Allen Robinson, now with Deontay Johnson hobbled with a leg injury. Who knows how long this could, I believe it was a hammy, so depending on how long this severity of his injury, he didn't even come back in that game, so we could see an Allen Robinson take the secondary role with a George Pickens and get his stock back in the fantasy viability game as well. George Pickens was very upset with a Kenny Pickett, small hands Pickett, so we will see, but Allen Robinson definitely back on the radar. If you're missing out for depth in wide receiver, definitely he is on my radar. Deeper leagues, look for Josh Downs. He started the game out, looking decent and good, and then, Anthony Richardson started balling out to a Michael Pittman as the game went on, force-feeding that man in the fourth quarter to get his fantasy points way through the roof. So Josh Downs and a Michael Pittman with an Anthony Richardson, I think, could actually promote you some good fantasy productivity. Deeper leagues right now, but in a couple weeks, Josh Downs could be a priority waiver wire pickup for y'all as well. Finishing it off with tight ends, Hayden Hurst. Like I said, said, man, rookie quarterbacks need a safety blanket. Hayden Hurst was that man for Bryce Young. 12.6 points, found his way into the end zone and chucked Bryce Young's football, first touchdown into the crowd. He got it back apparently, but Hayden Hurst is definitely one to trust at the crapshoot that is the tight end position right now. You just got to look for these matchups and the potential where it could be, and Hayden Hurst, like I said, safety blanket, 12.6 points from your tight end is gold at this point. We got to get on board with that. Hunter Henry, these New England Patriots, it's recency bias 110% because they played a team like the Philadelphia Eagles who have a great defense. 14 points for a Hunter Henry is very good. And will he be the guy we expected him to be when he signed on from the Chargers to the Patriots? One can only hope, man. Yes, they got Mike Gesicki as well, but Hunter Henry, he will have his sprinkles from time to time. Matchup play is definitely going to be huge here, but wherever we are at the tight end spot right now, even all the elite talented tight ends did not look good this week, and then a lot of them didn't even suit up. Hunter Henry may be a decent fill-in. I mean, notable additions, very tough to trust, but Troutman, Granson, Zach Ertz, and Logan Thomas, the similar names we see basically year over year over year when it comes to notable additions at the tight end spot. It's only if you're absolutely hurting at the position that you're looking for it. But these gentlemen got anywhere from, 5 to 6 to almost 7 points this week. So if you're getting anywhere from 5 to 9 points from your tight end spot, if you waited and you don't have an elite tight end, I mean, this is what we're doing all season long. You're streaming tight ends. You're potentially streaming quarterbacks. And I mean, this is the business that we got to talk about when we're talking about tight ends. There is no kidding about that. But there you have it. That is must-add players waiver wire edition on my sad Tuesday, because the Buffalo Bills absolutely crap the bed. I just still can't believe it. I know everybody's going to be, throwing darts over my way, and that's fine. I can take them. It is what it is. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. What are y'all thinking of these waiver wire pickups, man? Y'all in on them? You out on them? You got others you want to talk about? Throw them in the comments. We can definitely talk it out. But we'll see you next time. I am out.